One Piece is absolutely going to fail, and the reason why is even more shocking than Yamato being a woman. Hey, I'm Epsilon, welcome back to the channel. So, when you're faced with a decade-long running show like One Piece with millions of copies sold worldwide and so much impact on fans worldwide, and not to mention a successful live-action adaptation, which I must tell you is a rare occurrence in the anime community because it is not easy to have a successful live-action adaptation, things are bound to go south. Definitely. So grab a snack and let's get active. This isn't just some speculation, but a very popular anime opinion in the anime community, or should I say a very popular fear in the anime community in general. So let's take a look at some anime that have suffered the same fate One Piece will undoubtedly suffer, but in a different manner. Let's take Attack on Titan, for example. Hajime Isayama, the genius himself, reached a point of despair when it came to writing the final arc of Attack on Titan. He was overwhelmed, under pressure from fans worldwide, and was slightly fearful that he was going to mess up the ending. And you know that if you mess up the ending of such a really good and very big, impactful anime like Attack on Titan, you are bound to get a lot of backlash and slander for the anime. If he didn't end it right, the show's slander could possibly destroy its legacy. So what he did was he sought help from online communities, fan theories, suggested endings, just so he could properly write the ending in a way that would appeal to all the fans of the anime. But this eventually did not work. It ended up being such a big mess because so many people hated the ending of Attack on Titan. The anime got so much slander for this specific reason. It's crazy because not only did fans not like the ending, they were literal fan studios recreating the ending for themselves, reanimating the show's ending. Can you believe this? Just so they could be satisfied with their own ending. It was a big mess. But this wasn't everyone's opinion though. There were some fans, including me, who thought it was a genuinely good ending to a really good show because it concluded the character arcs very well and it was morally satisfying and deeply philosophical, which was beautiful to see in the ending. But it's not just Attack on Titan. We can also trace this scenario back to anime like Jujutsu Kaisen. The Jujutsu Kaisen manga ended recently and oh my days, the slander, oh my days. Gege, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil. When the final chapters of the manga dropped, everyone was totally pissed, and I mean pissed at the way Gege decided to end the story because it didn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean you ending the story this way? Like, what? No, I'm one of them. Why? No. It even got so bad to the point where fans were literally sending death threats to Gege himself. Gege Akutami had it so bad, but it was so bad, bro. People were sending death threats to Gege. We even had a meme come out of this. Gege, when I catch you, Gege. Gege, when I catch you, Gege. That was a crazy time, a crazy moment for the anime community because nobody was happy with this ending. Most fans weren't happy with it. But it's a good thing Gege kept his true identity hidden while writing Jujutsu Kaisen because it allowed him more freedom to write what he wanted to write, to finish the story in the way that he originally preferred to finish it. With this being said, One Piece is at risk of failing to satisfy its immense fan base with its inevitable ending. Oda might feel pressure to end One Piece in a way that will hopefully satisfy our fans, which is a stretch because that is virtually impossible. With the variety in perception, ideas, and opinions from all One Piece fans across the world, that is a very hard thing to do. I mean, I've made videos on this channel talking about various One Piece topics, and I'm constantly surprised at how much y'all know about One Piece itself. It's like, it's so insane. You'd post something, you'd have a certain opinion on something, and somebody out there knows so much more than you, and it's like, what? This is beautiful. You guys are so locked in. Like, wow, it's insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, it's unlikely that Oda will be able to satisfy all his fans with One Piece's ending. My fear is that he's swayed to change what he originally had in mind for the ending of One Piece in order to appeal to the ever-growing fanbase. I feel like this will take away the artistic credibility and originality of expression for the story that Oda himself has been wanting to tell from the very beginning. I'm sorry, I couldn't memorize this whole script by head. I don't know how some of y'all YouTubers do this, but y'all are crazy amazing for that. I can't do that. So I'm sorry if you, I'm just gonna read this, okay? I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. The reason I believe One Piece may fail is because the ending for a show of this magnitude is bound to spark controversy and slander over years to come, potentially ruining the anime's legacy built over time. That's something we cannot run away from, and that's something we need to be prepared for because it's inevitable. In conclusion to my absolutely bold and seemingly absurd statement, okay, One Piece will fail because it has to end at some point. You know, I feel like as One Piece fans, it's hard to accept the sheer fact that One Piece will end, bro. It's gonna end at some point, and it might not end the way you want it to end. And because it might not end the way you want it to end, you might have a problem with it. And there might be a lot of you that will have a problem with One Piece's ending, and that will create a lot of backlash for One Piece itself. Regardless of whether Oda stays true to his original idea for the ending or not, but hopefully its legacy will still be protected. So, what do you guys think about all this? What theory for the ending of One Piece do you have in mind? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for tuning in. I just talk about One Piece. That's all I do on this channel. My opinions. I watch One Piece and I love the anime. It's my favorite anime. So I literally just talk about One Piece on this channel. If you like that, if you're into One Piece as well, if you're a One Piece fan, just subscribe and let's grow this community. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers at the end of this year. I believe we can do that. That's the goal. So I guess I'm gonna check y'all in the next one. Peep the hair, bro. Peep the hair, bro. Peep the hair. Yeah, I finally look like my avatar now. You know, when I started this avatar thing, when I created the avatar, I didn't actually look like him. I literally had this corporate ass cut. It was like I had short hair and I just had like a cool lineup and stuff, right? And when I revealed my face, by then I had that different hairstyle with the sides running, and yeah, now I have this, and I feel like I look more like the avatar now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, shout out.